Hey fellas, welcome to the franchise tag portion of the off season. I'm going to explain what the franchise tag is and the options you'll have along with it. To start off, the players that are open for franchise tag must have 0 contract years left. I'm going to start the franchise tag period on 5/13, which is the Friday after Mother's Day. So once you identify the player you want, I want you to come on to the website, go onto the message board and click post new topic. I already did this. James Conner is going to be my franchise tag player. So about a week or two ago, I posted pictures of salaries along with draft picks next to them. Those are the franchise tag tenders. Each position has its own salary, and then you have the option to go first, second, third, or fourth. First is obviously the highest salary, fourth is the lowest. I went with James Conner here. His salary for last year was $4.3 million. Now he's with the franchise tender of a 4th round, it'll be almost 5.2. What the 4th rounder means is if somebody places a bid and I don't match it at the end, I will receive a 4th round pick from that owner. Now, there's a couple options you can use with it. If you go 1st rounder is obviously the best, but you want to save that for guys that salaries are, closer to the 1st round tender. And just because you place the tag on somebody doesn't actually mean that you will keep them. A team could have an enormous amount of cap space and really want that guy, or they can maybe work a deal out with you. All trades are ongoing till the trade deadline, I guess December or something like that, or whatever the heck it is. But how it works is for a week we'll have all of our players posted on the website. That way everybody has ample enough time to check it out and see who's actually on the franchise tag block. And what you'll do is come in, click on the player that you'd like to place a bid on, and you hit reply. Now you're gonna place your bid using the true value method. Now I'll give you a couple examples. This is 2 years, at 1 mil. All right, so 2 years at 1 million a year. True value of the contract is 1.5 mil. How we did that is the first year you add the 1st and 2nd year together. The 1st year will be 100% of the annual salary. The 2nd year will be 50. The 3rd year will be 50, and the 4th year will be 50. So if I placed, a 3-year at 10 mil, it'll be 10 plus 5 plus 5, which will equal to 20 mil for the total value. The reason why we do the total value is because there's different years, and different years you can, manipulate the way you get to that true value thing. Just to give you a quick example, last year a guy was enormous amount of cap space in Flaves Dynasty League, won Aaron Rodgers. His bid was 1 year, 40 million. Another guy that didn't have that much cap space, he was placing bids 4 years, 10 million. So his true value was getting there. I think it was 10 million, maybe it was 12 million. But whatever, he was able to stay in a bidding war with them because he had the extra years. So you're essentially saying that a player would much rather a 4-year guaranteed contract as opposed to a 1-year guaranteed contract. So that's why we do them. The other thing you need to place in here is which pick you would be offering. My pick would be 4.11 for the 4th round tender. So it's important that you put the pick that you would be because it's kind of like your initiation to get into the bidding game with that player. If you don't have a pick in the round that the player is chosen for the tender at, you cannot place a bid on that player. So that's why we give it a week. So in case, you know, say you don't have a second round pick, now you can go try and acquire one off another team, you know, maybe get lucky, be able to do that. And like I said before, just because you have the player on the tag doesn't mean you'll keep them. And, you know, you can work out deals at any time. You know, if there's a player that is, you know, slightly overbid, but you're kind of on the fence if you're going to keep or not, talk with the other owner, see if you get a better draft pick out of him as opposed to the tender you put. If not, you know, you can match it and then keep the player, and you'll have that player for that contract. Now, say like somebody did bid 3 million or 3 years at 10 million, 20 total value. To me, James Conner's still worth it. And for example, I keep him. That's what his salary will be at. 3 years, 10 million a year. So every year it'll be 10 million. I mean, each year it goes up 5%, but that's where it'll be at. So whatever the winning bid is will be the actual salary for the player. Any questions about any of this, you know, feel free to hit me up, you know, direct message me or text me or whatever. You know, I'll definitely help you out through this whole process. Once the player is up for a week, we'll start the bidding process. Once the first bid, like say nobody bids on James Conner, my salary would be 1 year at that 5.179 mil. Once somebody places a bid, say they place a bid at 9 o'clock at night, the bid is good for 24 hours. So at 9 o'clock the next night, nobody bids, bidding closes for that player. The owner will have 24 hours to decide if he'll match or not. Now, somebody else comes over the top of that bid at 10 o'clock the next morning. The 24 hours will start at that next morning. And then it will go from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way around at 10 o'clock. So it gives everybody a full 24 hours to check the site, see if anybody placed bids. You're gonna have to get comfortable with this because this is how free agency will work. I'm gonna send a screenshot of Flav's Dynasty from last year's tag period, and I'll show you pictures of bids and everything, so you know you can get a little familiar with it. And like I said, any questions, don't hesitate, hit me or Philippine up, Flav, Verano, Bubba, any one of us. All right, hope you all learned this was better than typing, I think. All right, I'll see you.